Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this one, we're talking the best strategies to approach challenges. It could be whether or not you are deciding to get into the challenge and complete it, or if you just want to buy and sell moments within the challenge and make a little bit of money flipping moments in the challenge. Both are definitely viable options. I've done both, and these are just my strategies. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have any better strategies or other strategies that you use in completing challenges. So let's just get right into this and start looking at some challenge strategies. So if you're new to the channel, you don't know that I like to use Addmore funds here. I think it's the best tool just because everything's in one place. Basically, you don't have to move off of this page to look at other stuff like a bunch of other websites. It's just really simple, is why I like it. Unfortunately, this part, the challenge aspect of the site right now, is down, so you can't see how many people completed these live challenges, but it's super easy here normally to see live challenge completions and then expired challenge by date, which is super nice, and it's all just right here on this one page, so it's super easy to see. So for this video, we're going to be using Addmore funds and also Own the Moment here, just so we can get a better idea here, since this part of Addmore funds is down. And I'm going to link all these sites that I use down below so you guys can check them out for yourself. So here we are on Own the Moment. So this is just another site like Addmore funds, but basically what we can do here is just hover over the challenge section, obviously, and they have the live challenges up here, and then they have a whole list of expired challenges in alphabetical order, which is decent, but I kind of like the date a little better. So for this one, let's just go to a live challenge here, which is the Throwdowns challenge 2, or maybe the third challenge here that we have live. So this is Hamadou Diallo. I cannot remember how to pronounce his first name, if it's Hamadou or Hamadou, whatever, you guys get it. So obviously not a great reward here. He's kind of, I wouldn't say a fringe NBA player. He's probably going to be in the league for a little while longer, but he's kind of like a bench man, like 6-man-ish kind of player, more like 7th, 8th man. But so we got a pretty nice dunk here. Only 173 have completed, and actually their countdown remaining is not loading at this moment, so this site down a little as well. Okay, right when I said that, it pops up. So a little over 3 days to complete this, and we got a 11% increase. Oh, that's in the dollar amount to complete this, so it's actually costing you a little more right now to complete this challenge. And I wish they had like how many completed it in the last 24 hours so we can get an idea, but it seems like we're gonna get this one close to 300 completions. So the first thing when you're looking at challenges is obviously look at $605 to complete this challenge. Is that in your price range or is it out of your price range? And then obviously that's the first step. If it's out of your price range, obviously don't go for it. And $605 is a lot, especially if you don't have the Dapper balance or any Dapper balance. You're gonna have to pay fees on every single purchase for this moment. So definitely take that into account. And then also look at the players here. And for instance, if you're looking to buy these right now, look at the Karl-Anthony Towns. It's down in the last 4 hours, so that might be one you want to buy, versus like a James Wiseman, which is up 13% in the last 4 hours. You might wait on that and see if it dips down a little to where it was like a couple days ago, and then buy that one. So then the next step is to look and see if you have any of these moments already. So say you already have one of them or two of them maybe, then it might just be that much easier for you to complete the challenge and cost that much less. Alright, then the third step is to see how much you think these are going to be worth after the challenge. So what we can do for that is actually pretty easy. We can come back over to Top Shot and just search the Throwdowns and from Series 2 and look at like some old players that were in previous challenges, such as Mitchell Robinson and Chimezie Metu. So we're looking at $46 and $41. Metu's probably the worst player in the Throwdown series, and he's still going for $41. He's already been in a completed challenge, so it's not like people are holding him waiting for the next Throwdowns challenge. So this is basically like the floor, $41. So if we come back over to Throwdowns, Terrence Davis, Baisley, Boucher, Reddish, Robert Williams, Harrell, all might drop, but only to 41. So really the after value is what we're calculating here. So the good thing about the Throwdowns challenge actually is that your moments don't lose that much value. You could say that here we're losing $3, 4, 4, 7, 7, 7, which isn't that much considering we're getting a free moment for this. So actually Throwdown challenges are probably looking pretty profitable. So what I'd like to do before getting into these challenges is set up a little spreadsheet here, and the total prediction for how many people we're going to think is completing it is 300. It's just kind of nice to look back at your predictions. That part doesn't really matter. And then for the before cost of the Throwdown challenge, we're going to come back to Own the Moment and see it's $605. So go 605. And then for predicting the amount afterwards is going to take a little more, but we can go back and say that all these in the 40s we think are going to go down to 41, which is a pretty conservative estimate because the very lowest showdown or Throwdown is 41. It's going to be about like a 15% decrease on all of them. So then for the top three, we can say that they will maybe decrease 15% as well to get our actual number of what we think it's going to be the value after the challenge is over, because they definitely take a dip in every single case of every single challenge basically. Okay, so just taking 15% off of the total that is right now 605, predicting after is only 524, which is actually really high for a challenge. So these ones are already pretty low. They didn't go up that much for in the challenge if we're expecting a 15% decrease. So right now our profit obviously is down. It's down only $81 though. So what we're gonna do next is calculate the reward value. So to do that, we got to go back and look at these Throwdown rewards. So we got, they should have a little red star and pretty easy to find them. So we got Blake Griffin at 215, but he was out of 382. So we can just use this Blake Griffin here. So it's 215, but it's out of 382, and we anticipate 300 completing this one, but it's definitely a worse player. I would say a pretty good estimate would be like 200 for this one. So then we can go back in here and put in the before for not Ja Morant, for Diallo in this challenge. So we can go ahead and plug in 200. So our before is obviously 0 because we don't have them, and the after is going to be 200. So we can see that our profit on this would be $119 actually. So that's pretty good. And then say you already have one of these moments in the challenge. So say you already have the James Wiseman at 101 right now, and we think it's going to drop 15% when the challenge is over. So it's going to go down to about 85. So we are saving $16 here by already having the James Wiseman. So we can plug in just a little 16, a minus 16 since we have that, and now our total profit for here is $135. So it's definitely a good challenge, it looks like, in my opinion here. If you expect these two numbers, I mean, these are just predictions, 200 for Diallo and 524 for the after value of the moments in the challenge. And then say you have one of the moments you got in the pack or something, which is the next thing we're going to go after is, or go over, is if you get one in a pack, what you can do. So obviously you're going to go through and calculate something like this and see this number after subtracting the one you have in the pack. And if you like this number here and you think it's worth spending this amount of money to get a predicted 135, it could be plus or minus like $50, or just give yourself a little bit of wiggle room on the actual profit amount. So say you see this number and you don't want to do the challenge because you think it's too risky, that you're going to lose money off of the challenge. So then if you do have one of these in a pack or just happen to have one in your collection, you're definitely going to want to sell that moment during the challenge because the prices just get insanely inflated. So for this, we're actually going to go back to Addmore funds, and we're going to look at, let's just look at Hustle and Show one challenge because I know this is a good example. So this challenge is more like a traditional challenge actually, where the prices go way up for the challenge and then drop way down. So you can see if you were able to get one of these in a pack, just say you got Colin Sexton in this pack, we can look back and see his price when the challenge was going, which was $30 plus, and then as soon as the challenge ended, down below 10 or around $10. So obviously if you pull this in a pack and you're not going after the challenge, you're definitely going to want to sell at this moment. And another thing you can look to do as soon as these packs are released and people are selling the moments is buy really early if you think they're undervalued. Even if you got this one for $18, $25, $22, you could just flip that the next day for $30, $31, $32. So you're making $6, $7, $8. Even better was the Hustle and Show 2 challenge. For this one, I actually completed it, but I was able to get a Trae Young for $14, and then at the end of the challenge, he was worth like $28, $29 just by buying him really early when people were just trying to sell their challenge moments. Alright, well, I hope you guys got some good tips and strategies for challenges and completing them or not completing them. Just a good way to make a little extra money on Top Shot with these challenges, and they're pretty fun to complete. The last thing I didn't mention is that you get a random chance at getting a good serial. So for like the Hamidou Diallo, really hard name for me to say, there is a possibility that you can get a 2-digit serial, and it's pretty good odds. It's going to be like a 33% chance that you're going to get a 2-digit serial, and then you can even get a 1-digit serial. It's going to be 10 out of 300. I don't know what percent that is, but it's a pretty good percent chance to get a 1-digit serial as well compared to a lot of other challenges. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys at another video.